Well, almost every dimension of the culture, it's parents who transfer their fears and lack of solid information. The media promulgates into a much broader arena, and educational institutions perpetuate it. But it is in no one's interest to perpetuate racism or racial fears, or gender fears, or religious fears. So no matter who teaches it, there must be a counter to it. And when we become less racist, we become better people. America has unfinished business, but we're less racist. That was a time when slavery was ordered. Today, we felt that without one race dominating the other, without race supremacy as law, we couldn't survive. We overcame that. We felt that without legal segregation, apartheid, we couldn't survive. We overcame that. So now we engage in more activities together. We've gone from being denied the right to vote to an African-American president in the last 50 years. So the less racist we are, the better we are. And the more racist we are, the more sick we are. We always had a sense of self-help. After the leaders in abolishing slavery were African Americans who joined the Union Army to help end the secession and save the Union and end slavery. Those who fought the hardest to end segregation were blacks. The lawsuit led by black clients and black lawyers made segregation illegal. The right to vote was led by blacks, so we always had self-help. We always reached out for coalition help to make it happen. And even today, it's not the lack of self-help, it's the lack of access to capital, access to technology, and that's why we spend so much time in Silicon Valley, for example, where blacks have been essentially locked out. Top 25 companies, 189 board members, 36 white women, 3 blacks, 1 Latino. It's not a lack of self-help, that's lockout. C-suites around 370, 3 blacks, 3 Latinos, that's a lockout. Employment around 2%, that's a lockout. Lack of access to startup capital, that's a lockout. So we're still, the issue is not at all lack of a willingness to help ourselves. It's opening closed doors. Opening closed doors remains our challenge. There's not an opportunity, there's not a talent deficit or an effort deficit, there's an opportunity deficit. Well, the dream is an expanding dream, it's not a static dream. In 1963, when he gave that speech from Texas across to Florida to Maryland, we couldn't use a single public toilet. We've achieved that now. We have a public foundation bill. We didn't go to schools black and white together across the South. We do now. He would enjoy the big Alabama LSU game, or USC and Clemson. That couldn't have happened in 1963. All the new athletic teams in the South, the professional athletic teams in the South, couldn't have happened. Blacks in the state legislatures and whites working together, couldn't have happened then. So while there's unfinished business, the dream is being realized, but it's a long, hard, difficult task before us. If American history was fully taught, American history is noted to be white history. It's written from the view of the master, or the oppressors, or those privileged. So we had to have black history to offset the lack of lessons taught. So the struggle to integrate our history to include slave and slave master, black and white, male and female, labor and entrepreneur, is a challenge to be before us for a long time. And we will not know history by obliterating it or by not knowing it or by forgetting it. We must know this history to make us more complete people. Jesus was 42 generations after Moses. So intergenerational history is very important. And the challenge is not to be dismissive of it, but to learn from it, learn to live together in multiracial relations and not live apart in monochrome relationships. The world is too rainbow for us to accept monochrome. It's not a real option.